is warm outside today, and I keep picking projects that are outside of the garage for some reason and don't use my AC because I have a problem. But welcome to the channel. My name is Crawford, and this is Virginia is for Lowriders. And before we get into the video, I want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers and thank you to the old ones. I'm not taking any credit away from you guys. But thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined up in the last couple weeks. YouTube has finally gotten to the point where it seems like they're pushing my videos a little harder. So thank you very much. Today, we're feeding into my ADD. I go through these little spells where I really enjoy working on my big projects, but I need instant gratification. So I find small things to do during the week because this takes mental capacity and measuring and like actual thought to do. So I like to do repairs or modifications or pretty straightforward, I can get it done in a couple hour type things during the week. Try to use the summertime as much as possible and take advantage of actual sunshine instead of it getting dark by the time I get home. So today we're feeding into the ADD with a little skid steer. So I've had this thing for about 2 years. It's been a great machine. I've had to dump a little bit of money into it and do some repairs. But one of my gripes is the exhaust comes out right here and you sit here while you're using it in the woods or just grading the earth. Driving back and forth quickly, that exhaust comes right up in your face. So today we're going to be modifying the exhaust and building a stack out of stainless steel that is flush with the top of it. So in doing this, like I said, we're feeding the ADD urge to just make something. We're practicing with stainless steel a little bit. I don't have all my pieces to do my purge setup yet. I'm still learning stainless steel, and I keep buying it to force myself to get better at it. So that's what we're doing today. We're learning. We're gonna avoid using a tape measure, and we're gonna make something, and hopefully it's entertaining enough for you guys to actually want to watch me do it while I'm sweating to death. But yeah, let's get into it. We'll go over the skid steer and I'll show you what I'm kind of thinking here. Alright, so this thing has a muffler mounted directly to the manifold. So I don't want to mess with the muffler. I don't want it to be any louder because even though I live in a rural-ish area, the neighbors are still like within hearing distance of me, and I don't want to make anybody upset. So we're going to give it the appearance of something that has a straight pipe, but not quite straight piped, even though this thing is pretty obnoxious in the form that it already is. I'm going to heat this guy up, take this tailpipe off, and try to build something that comes over here, up, and flush with the top of the roof. It might get a flap later, but for now, it's going to get a stack with a little bucket sitting on it so it doesn't get rain in it. But we're going to start by heating this guy up, and hopefully it comes off easy. Fingers crossed. And it needed to be moved regardless because it's been touching my door. So yeah, let's see how hard it is to get that guy off and go from there. Hopefully we can fab this up pretty quick before it gets dark because we're running out of daylight. That actually fits on there pretty good. Can add an angle. I need to shorten this guy up to get it closer to this. Yeah, shorten it and go from there. plenty of room on both sides. And the door will still latch. I don't know if I want to maybe just make it straight up. The only problem with that, this is actually part of the hydraulic tank. So my hanger would have to come, I mean, this is probably like 3 inches in between there. It does look pretty cool straight up though. It's probably gonna fall. It's only a single weld if I do it that way. It does look pretty tough on there. It's kind of goofy, but it's cooler than that thing. Now I need to figure out if figure out my angle. Kind of thinking if I jogged it over like that, did something just slightly angled and angled inward. I don't know. Straight up might be okay. If I go straight up and just build a tab off of it, it'd be away from the cab, because eventually I do want to put plexiglass windows over this, so probably won't be the best idea to get the exhaust that close to it. So maybe turn this over, angle this just a little bit, and connect something to the top of that. Let's see. Alright, I think that I walked back and forth to the bandsaw about 10 times to get the angle right, but I think that once this is tacked in there, that'll fit pretty good. That looks kind of cool. Just short, but still kind of defeats the purpose of what we're doing here. I've welded stainless steel now 3 times in my entire life, so we're getting there. We're learning. Not pretty yet, but we're learning. Definitely need to work on my purge setup, which I don't have all the pieces yet, and I need to get better with consistency for sure. Get some lights out here in a few minutes, but we'll do a little test fit action beforehand. And come on, right there. That fits pretty good. Trying to get it even with this frame rail here, so I can mark the stack portion out. Not bad. It's pretty amazing to me how far cheap cameras have come. Like, it's pretty dark out here. It's like actually hard to see, but that GoPro actually picks it up better than I can see. I can already see that I'm gonna have to tie these guys together and get this away from there. So the only reason I'm gonna stop at the top of the cab is when I work on my skid steer, it barely, like if you look through my old videos, it barely makes it into the garage. Like, you can't slide a piece of paper between it and the top of the garage, or the ceiling and door of the garage. Oh. Looks pretty even. I'm gonna stop it a little shy of the top, because I do plan on buying a flapper. And and I don't want the flapper to be too tall. I really would rather not take this back off to cut it. Now I don't know, what did I say last time? Third time, so this would be my fourth time welding stainless steel. Not terrible. I mean, it's definitely not the best thing I've ever done, but there are a couple kind of crappy stop-start spots, but I think for a 30-some-odd-year-old skid steer, this is going to work perfectly fine. So I think I'm just going to replicate this simple slicing to be able to clamp it to where it doesn't mess it up on the end of this. Hopefully that's enough. Let's see. Well, I think that that about does it for this quick, short episode. I'm gonna fire this thing up, see what it sounds like, but I think it turned out pretty cool. It's really simple, but I think it looks pretty neat. I still need to make a mount from here to here. I have some thick stainless steel stuff in the shed that I think I'm going to make a tab that comes off of here and a tab that comes off here to bolt them together. I was going to do a clamp, but I think an actual welded tab would probably work the best, but I got to go through my shed and find that. That part's not very interesting. But yeah, I think this thing turned out pretty cool. A little bit of vibration without a clamp on there, but I'll come up with one this weekend. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.